What's up, guys? Jacob Ober here. So some really big stuff is happening right now in regards to that Bleacher Report article written by Tyler Dunn a few days ago that was released. Sparked a lot of controversy. Obviously, if you guys didn't see my previous video, I talked about the article. I talked about why I might be more inclined to believe the players coming out and defending Rodgers rather than the unnamed sources, as well as Jermichael Finley and Greg Jennings and whatnot. But I did still give the article the benefit of the doubt. I did give it its own validity. I said, an article like that, there probably is some truth to it, But now, with what's happening right now, with what the things that Aaron Rodgers has said, I'm really starting to think that there is almost no part of that article that is true at all. And all of the interviewees that were interviewed for the article are people who have legitimate hatred of Aaron Rodgers. Now, I don't know why. I don't know what exactly what Rodgers did to these people, but they're very clearly bitter, and they're very clearly in the minority. So I'm going to quote some tweets here by Tom Pelissero, an NFL writer, who was quoting some of the things that Aaron Rodgers said just about a half an hour ago when he was interviewed talking about the article. The first tweet in this string of tweets says, Aaron Rodgers has heard from over 100 current and former players and coaches since the Bleacher Report story last week. He called it a smear attack featuring mostly irrelevant and bitter players with agendas, outright lies stated as facts. The quote about Mark Murphy telling Rodgers don't be a problem while informing him the Packers were hiring Matt LaFleur, Rodgers says it's ridiculous. It's 100% completely false. Says it's the same two unnamed teammates always saying things in these stories. Rodgers now talking about his former coach. I love Mike McCarthy. Mike has been a huge part of my success in my career. Acknowledges that they have had issues, as any long issue does, but always dealt face to face. So they always talked face to face whenever they had a problem. Rodgers says, we as Packer fans and Packers people, we need to honor Mike McCarthy and respect him the right way. We had a hell of a run. Notes that McCarthy still lives in Green Bay, encourages fans if they see McCarthy shake his hand and tell him thanks for the memories. Asked if he has any regrets about his relationship with McCarthy, Rodgers says, I wish I hadn't said anything after the Bills game last year. If you guys remember, he had what felt like an indirect jab at McCarthy after that, saying about the offense it had to be better and everything like that, just if you weren't clear about that. He says he wished he hadn't said anything after the Bills game, said he wasn't trying to be disrespectful but knew how it came across, and he says the beauty in our relationship is it grew year after year. More Rodgers on friction with McCarthy as coach. It is just two alpha males who are hyper-competitive and love winning and are both a little stubborn. But again, we talked through many issues over the years, and that made us stronger. And compared his relationship to McCarthy with his relationship to Brett Favre. And Rodgers specifically mentioned Greg Jennings and Jermichael Finley. He said, if it's not an article about me, do you ever hear their names anywhere else? You talk about me being sensitive and petty. At what point do you move on or stop telling the same stories? So that was the string of tweets there, and really it's a very harsh condemnation of what was said in the article, and to be honest with you, I believe it. I mean, we saw plenty of players come out after the article and defend Aaron Rodgers, even defend Mike McCarthy. Now, I mean, with the comments that Rodgers has made, I'm inclined to not even believe the things that were said about McCarthy, that these people are just very bitter, that they somehow the organization or one of the two or both personally harmed them or slighted them in some way, and that made them bitter and want to spread lies and falsehood. I mean, it's very clear to me that this article is about it's fake news. I mean, it doesn't really have any legitimate credibility right now in my eyes. I mean, you can read it and take it however you want to take it, and I'll link the article again in the comments section below, or the description below, I should say. But, I mean, to me, it just seems like a bunch of hogwash right now. I mean, there's so many players coming out and defending these two and saying how much of the article was false and asking where was I when any of this happened, So I'm inclined, once again, like I said in my previous video, I'm inclined to believe the players that are actually coming out against the article over two players who we know are bitter about their departures from Green Bay and a plethora of a bunch of unnamed sources, you know? I mean, if what you're saying is true, why wouldn't you, like, back that up with your own name, you know? Coming out as an anonymous and an unnamed source, that seems a little weak to me. And, you know, I feel like these players or coaches or these disgruntled, whoever they were, who were a part of the organization, if they had a problem with somebody, they should have went to that person and told them about what their problem was. I mean, you don't just hold on to that and then years after it happens come to the media and just slander somebody, because that makes me believe it's even false even more. So, I mean, those are my thoughts, though. I just really, really wanted to get that out there because I've been stewing over this article for a while, and the more and more players I saw come out against it, the more and more I thought to myself, you know, this article just doesn't seem to have any validity or credibility at this point. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below, though. Does this change your mind about the article? Does anything that's happened over the past few days after the article came out change your mind in any way? Leave your comment in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, go Pack, go!